Hello everybody, today I'm going to be highlighting a game that holds hours of fun and has been my go-to sports game for the last few months. This game is free, has no microtransactions, runs on anything, and can even help teach people the rules and excitement of a sport that they know nothing about. That game is EA's Rugby 08. Now, let me get through some of the housekeeping parts really quick here. Released in 2007, this game is one of many rugby games to have come out in the last 20 years. But it has a unique set of characteristics thanks to its release time that appeal to me and many other people. It is new enough that the graphics are still decent to look at for an extended playing time. Trust me, my recording quality is not doing this game's visuals any justice. However, it's old enough that any computer built after 2012 will have no problem running it. Also, it is not part of the DLC era of video games, so all of the content for this game is included in the base download. Finally, this game is free on oldgamesdownload.com thanks to abandonware laws, and the download is very easy to do and takes up little space. Check out my other video about oldgamesdownload.com for more details on how to do that. Now that we covered the technical side, I can get to the fun parts that make me really love this game. For starters, the gameplay is very solid. The passing, tackling, kicking, penalties, and scoring all feel very tight and responsive for a game of its age. Calling plays and setting defensive formations on the fly add depth for more experienced players, but ignoring these options will not actively hurt new players. While some gameplay elements may feel a bit random, such as winning rucks or lineouts, the randomness does not affect the overall match enough to make me feel like they cost me wins. And the truth is that, in real life rugby, support for rucks is not always going to be there for the ball carrier, and turnovers can happen easily on breakaway runs that get chased down by the fullback. This game can be played with the keyboard, a console controller, or even both for local multiplayer matches. Both control options are equally supported and equally fun. There are multiple modes in this game. You can play exhibitions between any of the 70 teams, all at varying levels of skill. You can compete in the 2007 Rugby World Cup with 20 other nations. You can play in famous matches from rugby history. The training mode is quite robust, helping new and experienced players improve their skills. The amount of time you can sink into this game is multiplied once you try the other modes out. The team management options are surprisingly deep for a game of this time. You have full control over who's where on your active and inactive rosters before every match you play, so you can mix and match players to your heart's content. You also have the ability to set individual kickers for any situation, whether it's punting or goal kicking. The management system is nothing too crazy for today's sport game standards, but it was way ahead of its time and makes playing the game now that much easier. Finally, I wanted to make this video about this game because I love the sport of rugby. I'm an American who only began playing rugby just a year ago, but I think more people should know about the game. It offers a much faster pace of action than football, while being able to have the physicality that many other sports do not have. The atmosphere of rugby in many countries around the world is hard to match, but Americans just don't know enough about the sport to care about it. This game is a super fun way to learn about the sport quickly. Sure, some of the smaller rules have changed in the 15 years since the game released, but the major rules and concepts are still unchanged. This video game has the ability to make a new sport so easily accessible to many people if they're willing to give it a try. I'm not saying that everybody that plays this game will fall in love with rugby or even learn a single rule. Most likely, the people seeing this are already rugby fans because this is the kind of game that they want to see content for. But some people that have never seen any form of rugby might end up loving the sport because they get hooked by this one video game. All in all, Rugby 08 is a game that holds up well, is extremely accessible, very educational, and a great bit of fun.